Hi, yeah, I'm happy to chime in. I'm Dr. Paula Friedman. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and certified intuitive eating counselor, and I specialize in treating eating disorders. So I think the best way to explain this is that our bodies thrive in homeostasis. We like an equilibrium, and that equilibrium looks a little bit different for everybody. So Dr. Lindo Bacon, who wrote the book Health at Every Size, used a really great metaphor for this, and that's like our body temperature. Our body temperature is happiest and most stable around, 98-ish degrees. It might fluctuate a little, but we have mechanisms in place that are going to try to drive it back up or drive it back down.
Why does your weight plateau eventually when you diet? Well, the answer is quite simple. Your body burns calories for energy just as a consequence of you being alive, moving around, and your cells performing various cellular functions. This all requires energy, and that energy comes from burning calories. It logically follows that a smaller body would burn less calories than a bigger one because it requires less energy to operate just on the basis that it is smaller. When dieting in order to lose weight, one must eat less calories than they burn in a day. Think of it like this. Your body is similar to a kettle on a stove full of water. If you pour more water into the kettle than is boiling away as time goes by, you will have more water in the kettle. Similarly, if you eat more calories than you burn, you will be in what is called a calorie surplus and you will gain weight. But if you pour less than the kettle burns away as time goes by, you will have less water in the kettle. Similarly, if you eat less than you burn, you will be in what is called a calorie deficit and you will lose weight. To argue against this basic principle is to imply the conservation of mass doesn't apply to human bodies, but unfortunately for you this is not the case. To answer the question, if your weight plateaus on your weight loss journey, your body isn't doing some sort of magic to save you, you are simply aren't consuming less calories than you burn. Period.
The best Chicago-style pizza.
Where's the cheese?
It's under the sauce.
There's no cheese on it.
It's under the sauce.
Like, I'm Italian and this is hurting me.
It's from Chicago.
But it's just
The
sauce.
cheese is under the sauce.
That's not enough cheese.
Cheese is under the sauce.
It's not enough. It's under the sauce.
Two problems. Number one, you can't tell someone's health by looking at them. That is correct, but you can tell if someone is at increased risk for certain diseases based on their size. Similarly, you can't tell a smoker they have lung cancer based on the fact that they smoke, but you can tell they are at increased risk for certain diseases. Number two, in a previous video I mentioned a 2020 study by Willis et al. That showed repeated attempts at intentional weight loss is fine for your health. In fact, it decreases mortality.
I just learned something new about fat phobia, and it's kind of disgusting, so I want to share it. 30% of fat bodies have type 2 diabetes, they're diagnosed with it. But 24% of thin bodies have type 2 diabetes. And you're probably thinking okay, but yeah, fat people have it, more often. I was on a date with a doctor last night, and he was saying that thin people are less likely to even go in if they're presenting symptoms of type 2 diabetes. Doctors are less likely to order tests to test the blood sugar levels because of weight bias. So it's actually estimated at least 10% more of thin bodies have type 2 diabetes, but they just go undiagnosed. Sit on that one.
Yes, sit on that steaming pile of male bovine excrement. According to the maker of this TikTok, she heard this nonsense from a Health at Every Size medical professional. According to the CDC, 89% of people with type 2 diabetes are overweight or obese. 89%. These are the facts from a source free from bias.
Where's the cheese?
It's under the sauce.
There's no cheese on it.
It's under the sauce.
I'm Italian and this is hurting me.
It's from Chicago.
But it's just
The
sauce.
cheese is under the sauce.
Obesity increases your risk for a number of diseases. If being fat phobic means avoiding the unnecessary risk that come with obesity, then call me fat phobic, call me smoker phobic as well. How about drinking seawater phobic? How about eating uncooked meat phobic? Do you see how stupid this is? This isn't fat logic, but I do always find it funny how obesity advocates will always complain about how thin people body shame them and then turn around and do the same thing. I don't think I have to say anything more than what is on screen. BMI does not tell the entire story, with its biggest weakness being it can't discriminate between fat and muscle. However, in most cases, a 240-pound man is not going to be 240 pounds of muscle. Most men are not prime Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because of this, BMI is more often than not a good indicator, because it's much more common to have excess weight due to fat than muscle.